Hey guys, Furum here, and today I am going to be showing you me winning the Porsche 959 in its championship and some tests of the car in multiplayer. So I'd like to start off by saying that for anyone who has not completed the championship yet, which probably isn't very many, you must have started really late for that to happen, but it's possible with just the tuning of 0405 and nothing on Pro Kits. So yes, that's the rank of 911, and you can do it with that rank if you don't want to spend any more on it. So, this race here was the grand finale of London, which is the final portion of it. I was at rank 959 when I completed this. Porsche 959 at rank 959. So, here are the final 7 blueprints. It takes 14. So I've opened these, and the car's stacked now, which is nice. And so now I can assemble it, because I have gotten all 14 blueprints for this car. So, here, you can see 959 rank on the Porsche 959, and it is assembling. And then 2 hours later, this neat animation appeared. This is what happens whenever you win a blueprint car, if you've not noticed. It's really neat, and I like purple, so that makes it even neater. But sadly, I cannot make this car purple, so red will have to do. Red is my second favorite color, by the way. So I have tuned it to 1026, 0505, and in Pro Kits, 0305. Rank 959, which had 0405 and just 4 on exhaust, was not working for multiplayer, so I decided to tune up, and it works quite well in multiplayer now. This is going to be the first ever race that I played in the Porsche 959 in multiplayer. And there is an invisible car in Area 51. I wonder if that's something new they figured out how to do. Here we go. So it starts up quite fast, as you can see here, even with no upgrades on acceleration. And let me tell you this, extra tank is essential on this car because it is very nitro reliant. Like a 60 miles per hour nitro boost, and yeah, something came up. Pay no attention to that. So yes, what I was saying, this car is very nitro reliant. If you don't run extra tanks, you will run out of nitro quite fast if it is not a track with a whole lot of nitro, like, say, Tokyo Reverse or Barcelona or something like that. And it is also useful for getting away from the Range Rovers, which have about the same speed at this rank, but lower acceleration. That car right behind me is a Range Rover, and this was really bad, since now I was running out of nitro. If I had no extra tank, I would have been knocked down by him a long time ago. Yeah, and so he passed me. I'm glad he didn't knock me down, because this gave me the opportunity to land on top of him and explode him, basically. So, that's neat, and accidental forced barrel roll. Not accidental, definitely. That was a pro maneuver that I totally did on purpose. Yeah. So as you will see here, the car drifts quite well. The problem is, you've got to be careful not to drift too long, or else you will go down to, I'm trying to think, about 150 miles per hour or so, which is not good. So try to quick drift as much as possible around the corners. So this car is the first in a long time to be a true Range Rover killer, mainly because of its better nitro efficiency, acceleration, and also total top speed if you tune it properly. So here we are coming up to the end of the race, and I had just enough nitro to carry me through to the finish line. Well, mostly. Here you can see the car from different angles. It's pretty neat. It's an older Porsche, and older cars are neat a lot of the time. So here we can see that Range Rover was ranked 1111, a good 85 above me. And there was another 959 and a SLK Special Edition that disconnected. I'm glad he disconnected. So here we are on Patagonia. Now, there are 2 orange Range Rovers here, but the guy on the left is the one that I beat last time, the 1111 Range Rover. So, let's see if I can do it again. As long as it's on a good route, pick up any nitro bottles you see, or at least try your very hardest, because if it runs out of nitro, you're at a big disadvantage. Although I do believe this car has the best nitro efficiency in the game of 6810, which may not mean a lot to most people, but basically, the first number is the level 1 nitro, the blue one, the second number is the level 2 nitro, the yellow one, and the third number is the level 3 nitro, or the triple tap, and the numbers stand for the percentage of a full single nitro tank that is drained in 1 second. So yes, the lower the number, the better, because the lower the percentage drained, the better. Yes. I don't blame you if it's hard to understand. I didn't get it myself for a long time. And by the way, perfect nitro is actually the power of level 3 nitro with the nitro duration of level 2. So that's pretty good. That's why the perfect nitro is better to get in long straightaways, and triple nitro is better if you're not going to be doing it for a long time. So here you can see that car right behind, well, you can't tell what it is, but that car right behind me is actually that 1111 Range Rover you will see at the end of the race. Here, a lot of people go right and fall down, but I find it safer generally to go down to the left. I could have flat spin back there if I had been running low on nitro, but I am not since the race is about to be over, and I probably didn't even know to go for that nitro. So here we are, about to finish, and we've done it again. I bet that guy's upset because I am running ticket races, not free races. See, I went up. I'm in champion and I'm using ticket races in a low-ranked car, which I do not do very often, but I decided to do it in this one since it's quite reliable. Ah yes, the dreaded SLK. So this is my first race I played against the SLK 55 AMG Special Edition thingamajigger that does not even exist in real life. Yes, Gameloft made the most overpowered car in the game, one that doesn't even exist. The normal version does, the normal edition as I like to call it, but the special edition doesn't. So that car right behind me right now is not actually the special edition. I think that's another 959. The San Diego Harbor is one of the worst tracks for the special edition. So that's why, one reason, in the 959, always vote one lap on the shortest, twistiest track possible. Because it can do it, and it will give you the greatest chance against the SLKs. So the car 2 behind me that is coming up very fast is the SLK. And you'll see that I am still ahead even coming up to the end of the first lap. And around tight corners, like this one up here, again, try not to drift much at all. That one was kind of bad as it slowed me down quite far, but if you do quick drifting like Dr. Helusion did, and he's the first one I've seen to do it, but I've tried it in a lot of cars and it works very well, especially in the Cigaris, which I've gotten recently and will be making a video about fairly soon. So you see, if that would have been one lap, I would have beat the SLK Special Edition, but now he's coming up behind me because he's really, really fast, like 50 miles per hour faster than me or something, and he's gone. So, yeah, beware if an SLK shows up. If it's one lap on a short, twisty track and he gets knocked down at the beginning and maybe wrecks another time, you may have a chance. Yeah, it's pretty much the king, but pretty much nobody has it, and the 959 is what you will see most often at this level, so don't worry about seeing them very often. 959 is pretty much the new king at this level, at least out of the cars that you will usually find here. And I've found it is best to tune to slightly above 1000, so you can beat all the 900 something ranked Porsches you come up against. But I'd say try to stay below 1030 or 40, and definitely below 1050, because above 1050 you will meet many M2s and Cobras that you will not be able to beat. And here I left because I was playing a ticket race in Champion League and I have no idea what his level was, and I only lost 2 points since it was my first leaving, or I'd say bail, of the day. If you think you're going to lose more than 2 points when you finish, just leave the race, as long as it's your first one of that day. Now, if you've already bailed once, it might actually be better to stay in, especially if you're coming in second or even possibly third if you're in a higher ranked car. But if you're coming in fourth or below, it's almost always better to just leave rather than finish, because you will lose a lot of points coming in fourth. And what I do a lot of the time is, if I have to bail once in a day, then I stop playing. But in this car, since it's so reliable and SLKs are rare, I usually just keep on playing. But if you're in not a very reliable car to finish well in, then you might just want to stop. So that car behind me is another Range Rover, and as you saw at the very beginning of the race, it started up faster than that yellow McLaren, the M14A, which unfortunately I did not get in its championship, because it was the first one and I did not know how it worked. I thought I had to complete all the secondary goals, and by the time I figured out I didn't, it was too late. Yeah, and I really wish I'd gotten it, because I've gotten all the 3 other F1 cars, the MP4 8, 25, and 31, because if you get all 4 in the collection, it gives you 700,000 credits, which is a pretty hefty amount. So yeah, I hope it comes back, but since it's a blueprint car, it probably won't. It's hard to get any blueprint car besides the Impala through just opening boxes. But okay, so that Range Rover I beat was higher ranked. I believe I saw him earlier in another race too. Ah yes, the Tenerife track with the infamous first turn of doom where everybody wrecks. And I just knocked down the other 959 and almost knocked down that Range Rover and almost got killed going around that corner because I drifted too much and hit the inside. A little while back, Gameloft had the nerve to put the SLK 55 Special Edition Multiplayer Cup on this track, and it was like a big mashup of wrecks at the start of every race, and since to get the SLK, you had to be in the top 40 or something, which means you had to play it over and over again, which means you had to deal with the wrecking at the beginning over and over again. Not a cup I would have liked to take part in. I believe that the multiplayer cups where you have to play over and over again and you get a car or something for coming in the top ones, I hate those. I do not play those because you pretty much have to be playing constantly. even while you're asleep, which is impossible. And if you don't want to do that, you have to constantly pay tokens to give you more fuel points so you can keep playing it, and it may take thousands of tokens, and if you end up not winning the car, it was all for waste. So, bad idea in my opinion. So, I finished that race. Now, let's see what the contesters were. A higher rank 959, and a different Evoque, also 1037. By the way, the 1037 Evoque tuning is 04004050. You may see it a lot, and it's probably the best tuning for the Range Rover nowadays, but it still generally loses to the 959s. Check out Dr. Illusion's channel if you would like to see a Range Rover at 1037, actually, that tuning, take on Porsche 959s at this level, because it's actually still decent. However, I max pro'd mine, so I can't test it. I max pro'd the Range Rover, I mean, because I had already mistuned it at the beginning. I'd upgrade Nitro a bunch. It was just terrible. I bought that early on in my days of Asphalt when I knew nothing about how to tune anything. Yeah. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to Eris Cheese God, who is one of my favorite Asphalt 8 YouTubers, and he's actually only had his channel for about half a year, so go support him, guys. He makes great Asphalt 8 videos. A lot of them are top 5s, which I know a lot of people like. So yes, go check him and Dr. Illusion out. Links to their channels will be in the description. They're my two Asphalt 8 buddies on YouTube. So here, I'd usually go down to the left and then jump back up in an event because it's a little faster. But in multiplayer, if I were to lose just because of that, I would be very upset because it hardly gains any time at all. See, risky things like that hardly give you any time at all should not be used in multiplayer unless literally someone's right on your tail and you know he's going to do it as well. It's not worth it to do risky things in multiplayer because there's so much at stake and it's so hard to gain points. Now in events, on the other hand, we just can play it over and over again basically. That's when you can take more risks and to get better times and stuff. And actually, times don't matter at all in multiplayer, so yeah, not worth it. So, I've beat two 959s, one was higher, one was a little lower. I will be uploading another 952 multiplayer video either today or tomorrow, showing some more races in this amazing car. So guys, thank you for watching, like and subscribe if you've enjoyed and would like me to make more Asphalt 8 videos. Also check out my Minecraft videos, and I will see you later. Goodbye and have a nice day.